We're here with our first Road to the Finals investing video. Been a minute, but we're back. And we're just trying to highlight every player and um, the potential for making money here, making coins. Not necessarily if you want to use a card, usability of card, but profitability of card. We'll start out with Conte. So right now, going for just over 1 million. Obviously, this card is pretty meta, and if he gets any upgrades, it'll be meta. Um, I do anticipate Chelsea going through, but it's not for sure. Currently, they're tied for the lead in the group, but they're second on goal difference. They have Valencia at home, um, and I believe they play. Or excuse me, they're at Valencia and then they're home versus Loic. But they should be able to get results there. They've been playing pretty good lately. As far as investing in him, if this card gets one upgrade to 91, it probably go up a few, maybe like 100,000. I don't necessarily see Chelsea making a deep run into it, and plus, not many people have 1 million coins to invest in this dude. So I would say he's not someone to invest in, but it would be a good card to have. To be fair. Next, we're going to look at another card that is kind of not an investment card just because of the price range. Not many people have 1.5 million to invest in this card. However, Liverpool will advance, so he will get at least one upgrade. I also see them going, further than the first round of knockout stage. So if you have 1.5 million coins laying around, this is for sure a safe investment. I'd say this card gets at least to 93. No one's playing better than Liverpool right now. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on him just because most people already know what it is with Sadio Mane and or Liverpool. Next player we're looking at is Dybala. Juve look like they're going to advance. This is a card that's more in a price range. It's still a little high. These cards have shot up here in the last week. Just because games are coming up here soon. But still, Juventus will advance with anything but 2 losses pretty much. They're at the top of their group, and they still have a game versus Atletico and at Leverkusen, and those 2 teams are second and third place. So if they can just get a draw from those, they should be able to advance here. I want to say they're 3 points clear. They might be more. But yeah, Dybala is a decent investment. The card looks pretty good as is. I anticipate at least one upgrade, but we'll see. And Donovic's UCL card, Inter, they've been playing good in the league, but they're in a pretty tough group. At 65K, looks like a better investment as far as potential because the ceiling is higher. But they pretty much have to win out to advance. They're in third in the league, and they have at Prague and versus Barcelona remaining, and that group is tight. They're third. Dortmund is 2, Barca is 1, and they're all within like 3 points of each other. So, crazy things happen, and to be honest, it's not crazy. They just would have to win a game. A win against Barca would be big because that might even knock Barca out. But I would lean more towards Barca beating them, especially in a must-win to advance. I would stay away from Handanovic. I don't think they're going to advance. Whoops, not Cavani. Next player we're looking at is Heung-min Son. Now, I felt one way about him prior to today or yesterday, but now that Pochettino's out, might be a different story. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to play under Mourinho. Obviously, this card is ridiculous, and they should be able to get out of the group stage. They have Olympiacos and at Bayern Munich remaining. Really, they just need to get one win out of here. A win or draw would be enough. Um, but just for the fact that this card is 1.6 million coins and we haven't really seen Spurs play under Mourinho, I think this is a card I would stay away from. It's too much, too much investment to be in with. We don't know how their. I mean, we know how their form has been, but we don't know how it will be under Mourinho. So I'm gonna say stay away from Son. He might be a decent pickup just to drop after he gets his upgrade, but I don't see this card going up past a 90. I'd be shocked. I mean, I guess people were shocked last year, but they got a lot of stuff going on in London right now with the Hotspurs. They're gonna try and find out who they are. This next card is honestly his base card is pretty ridiculous, but this card, with any amount of upgrades, will be ridiculous. Allen's going for 400k right now. They're second in the group. They're in the same group with Liverpool, and they have one fixture at Anfield, and then they have another one at, I believe it's Genk, the Belgian side. But they should advance for sure. Second place in that group, like I said, and we'll probably revisit these as far as what we think about advancing due to the knockout draw being just random. So we'll see how the seeds look. But I do like Napoli to advance here. So, and this card after, depending on how many upgrades, but it could easily be Club 80s. His base card is already pretty good. I think his base card's going for like 30k, 20k. A little bit on the lower end of the price range of the cards we've seen so far, but I do like Allen to advance at least to the knockout stage. Napoli aren't the favorite for sure, but yeah, for the price and the OP of the card, if you use an Italian side, not bad. Next card we got here is Kingsley Coman. Bayern is at the top of their group. They would have to lose out these last two games, and then honestly, they probably still could advance. But I'm fully expecting this card to get at least one upgrade. So he's going for 350,000 right now. You almost guaranteed some profit on this one, and this is the lowest price. Well, besides Handanovic, the lowest price card we've seen thus far. He's not 5-star skill anymore, which you hate to see, but pretty good looking card. Acceleration is good, stamina is pretty bad, but besides that, he's got some good stats. Especially should get one upgrade. I could see this card, you making at least 50k on this card, going up to 400 on Xbox. I play on Xbox, so I'm using all Xbox prices, but obviously it can happen on anyone. The next card we're going to look at is Ousmane Dembele. This card, I feel it's kind of similar to Kingsley, the only difference being him having 5-star, which obviously is so good in this game. 5-star weak foot is great to have. 5-star skill is just a little bonus. Barca's at the top of their group. They still have Dortmund at home and at Inter. So, like I was saying earlier with Handanovic, that's a tough group, man. They're at the top right now. They're gonna have to. They can't have losses in these last two games. They're gonna have to draw or win or two draws. because Dortmund and Inter are second and third. So this card was in the 700s. Let me see if I can't find this graph. Yeah, it's been all month. It started in the low sevens, creeped up into like 7.8, or excuse me, 708,000. I think, I do think these cards will calm down. I think they're getting hyped up with these latest promos. Um, this is a good card to buy. I could see him getting up around 1,000,000 coins after he should. I like honestly, Barcelona's been a mainstay in Champions League. I don't know the exact numbers, but they've been there in the semifinals, quarterfinals the last few years for sure. So this is probably one of the safer investments, investing in Barcelona. Next card we're gonna look at is Jadon Sancho. This is another 5-star skiller, 240,000 right now. Looks a little bit more reasonable. We did miss his dip in price, but it's not that much higher, about 20K higher. Dortmund is, like I was just saying, in that same group. They have a good chance to advance. They control their own destiny. They just have to, perform. Their second in the group. They got a game at Barcelona and versus Praha. I don't know what team it is, but a smaller team. Obviously they're favored versus Praha. The Barcelona game in Barcelona, that'll be tough. But if they can get at least a win, three of their last 6 points, I think they should advance. I love this card, but just don't know how much further they'll go after they make it to the knockout. It really depends on the pool. Moving on to our next boy is Riyad Mahrez. Maybe. Alright, guess that doesn't want to come up. Let's try it again. There we go. Alright, Riyad Mahrez. This card is more affordable, kind of like some of the last few we've been looking at. Around 300K. I think it shot up recently. Yeah, it was trading in the 250s up to about 300 now. Another 5-star skiller. Obviously, City is always pretty hyped up, so I think that they have a decent chance of going through here. Let's see who they have left. They have a game at home versus Shakhtar and away versus Zagreb. They're at the top of the group, should advance. 2 inferior opponents shouldn't be trouble getting through them. This card, next card we're going to look at, is completely OP as is, base. If this card gets any upgrades, it'll be ridiculous. With that said, they are second in their group, and they should be able to advance no problem. This card was going for 400 a while ago. It's shot way up. Yeah. So it shot up about 100K. 100K, excuse me. 200K. Yeah, beginning of the month it was in the low 4s. Anyways, if this guy gets upgrades, watch out. This card will be seen in every weekend league team. It'll be ridiculous. Anyways, like I was saying, they're second in the group, should advance comfortably. They would play at PSG and at home versus Brugge. Um, Not sure the state of Real Madrid as far as this goes. Obviously, the turmoil with Bale, but besides that, they have been playing decent. So I do like this card for at least one upgrade. Um, Not the safest investment, just because um, Real is not the same Real since they lost Cristiano, but decent one. Our next card we're gonna look at is Voss from Valencia. Now, like I was saying earlier, they're in a three-way tie right now, currently with Ajax, Chelsea, and Valencia. Valencia is currently, um, excuse me, they're coming up here. They got a game versus Chelsea and then at Ajax. So these games are kind of, you know, anyone's call because they're all tied. All these teams, to be honest, could advance. Could advance. I think Chelsea's for sure the favorite. Ajax has been playing good, even though they've sold off a lot of their young talent with De Ligt and Frankie De Jong. But um, to me, this isn't the biggest, the best investment. It does look like a pretty sick card for the price, and if it gets an upgrade, it could be a really good, maybe a usable card. But I would pass on this one. I don't think Valencia is going to advance. I think it's going to be Ajax and Chelsea advancing to the next round. Let's see. Next we have Wendell for Leverkusen. He's going for 28. To be fair, um, I don't think Leverkusen's going to advance. They need a win out. They have games versus Moscow and Juve, but they're in third place and kind of far behind. So I think we pass on Wendell as far as investing on him. If you want to buy him to use him, that's fair play. Bundesliga doesn't have the best um, left backs. Moving on now, we have moving into the Europa League. Juan Jesus for Roma. They're third in the group right now, but they're tied in points with Mönchengladbach and ahead on goal difference, but they lost the head-to-head. They have 2 games remaining versus Turkish side, Başakşehir, something like that, and at home versus Wolfsburg. I think Roma is the best team in this group, and with 2 games remaining, I think they'll kind of step up to the challenge. But it's hard to say. Anything can really happen, but I do like this card. Gets a strong link with Florenzi, who's the clear best right back in the league. Him being Brazilian, you can link him with Ederson or Alisson and Militao. So, especially if this card gets a few upgrades. I like investing in him, especially since it's only going for 60K right now. Next card we're looking at is Dumfries from PSV. Tied for second on goal difference. This group is super tight. Last year, his team of the season card, everyone was saying was OP. I didn't use it, but 89 physical looks ridiculous. 6'2", good pace. I mean, if this card gets upgrades, it'll be really good. Netherlands, so you can get a link with Virgil, which a lot of people would like, drive his price up. But like I said, they're tied for second in their league. or in their group, they probably need to win out. They're at Sporting, Porto, and versus Rosenborg. So at the price point, it's not like I don't really see this card plummeting if they don't advance, because it's, I mean, the most you'll lose is like 10K, 20K, you know. So these are much safer investments. This one I really like. He was trading for 30 earlier this month. His price is pretty much, stayed pretty consistent in the 30s and 40s. But um, the Wolves look like they'll advance. They're in second, 5 points clear of third. They have 2 games left at Braga and versus Besiktas. Jimenez. None of these stats just jump out at you as ridiculous, but I do think Wolves are going to be able to make a good run in Europa. So I could see this card getting up in the mid to high 80s. Probably, I like seeing Wolves for 2 to 3 upgrades here, but I'm definitely gonna get some of these cards. All right, that's it for the first batch of players. If this helped you at all, give me the thumbs up, like and subscribe. We'll be coming out with more investment videos, and we're really just looking at player investments on this channel. I'm not trying to. I mean, I guess I'll let y'all decide what you want to see, but for right now, just looking at trying to get return on some of these players.